Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-streaming show we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live. So if you are joining us from Facebook, please feel free to leave a question or a comment down below about the forecast. But if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can answer anything individually for you. I am going to keep today's weather show on the shorter side because we are going to be streaming those fireworks down on the Owensboro Riverfront and the Evansville Riverfront coming up at around 9:15. So you'll be able to watch that if you don't want to deal with the hassle of going to either of those places and you just kind of want to relax and sit at home and watch the fireworks. You'll be able to do that on our website under the Watch Live tab. So I'm going to keep everything kind of short today. I mean, we are going to be looking at another hot and humid weekend here as we go into Saturday and Sunday. Now, it is going to be mostly dry for Saturday. However, we do have that slight chance for an isolated to scattered shower as we get into Sunday, but more so as we get through all of next week. We have daily chances for rain Monday through Friday at least for the next week, but I do want to emphasize it's not like we are going to be having constant rain throughout that entire time. There is just that chance each and every day, specifically within the afternoon hours. But here's a look at our setup right now. We have high pressure kind of locked in over place here over the tri-state, pretty much all of the eastern seaboard really getting into some pretty nice weather. We do have a few spot showers over the deep south, but we're dry here in the tri-state. That frontal boundary parked all the way off to our northwest is what's going to slowly work its way in by the time we get into Sunday and eventually drift and be draped over the tri-state as we get into next week. So that's what's going to provide that more unsettled weather pattern. But taking a closer look at our home here in the tri-state, really not tracking out any issues. We are going to stay dry through the rest of the night tonight. So it is perfect if you are going out and enjoying some of those 4th of July festivities. The firework display, again, that is going to be occurring at around 9:15. But looking at our current temperatures, it's already around 81 here in the Evansville area, 84 in Owensboro, down into the 70s already in some places like Henderson, Madisonville, and Jasper. So it is starting to feel a lot more comfortable out there. Still a little bit muggy. Our dew points are now in the mid to upper 60s. So that is in that full-on muggy category. However, not completely out of the norm for this time of year. But we're looking at fireworks tonight. Again, temperatures will hang out in the low to mid 80s for the next several hours. And then looking ahead at our entire weekend here, we've already completed our Friday. So Saturday, we've got another hot and humid day, plenty of sunshine, and then Sunday, I still think we're going to see a lot of sunshine out there. It won't be as warm because I do think we have the better chances for a few scattered showers, especially as we get towards the afternoon. Now again, they are slight, so not everyone is going to see one. Most people will probably even stay dry for Sunday, but that's just where we have that chance for a shower or storm. And you know, holiday weekend, people are going to be out and about, so making sure you're aware of that. And if you hear any thunder, make sure you get indoors. But the good news is we're not really expecting any severe weather, so that's a positive. But looking at our dew point trend here through the weekend, we'll remain in that muggy category and we'll likely bump up and teeter that line between stifling and muggy as we go through next week. But the good news is our temperatures will be cooler by then, so we aren't concerned about heat advisory levels of heat index values. But we are looking at potentially some elevated heat index values for this weekend. So we'll be looking at feels like temperatures maybe in the upper 90s to lower 100s. And again, that is below that heat advisory level, so we really shouldn't have that advisory be issued. However, we still want you to take that heat seriously, especially with all the outdoor activities going on. Everyone is going to be out at a lake, a pool, a river, what have you, camping. It's a beautiful weekend. You should do that, but you also want to make sure that you're still taking care of yourself and you're making sure you're drinking plenty of water. If you're going to be outside for long periods of time, making sure you're wearing very light, loose clothing, nothing that really traps the heat towards your body. You want to actually wear something light in color so it reflects it away from you. And outside of drinking plenty of water, you want to make sure you're wearing plenty of sunscreen as well, because if you get burnt, it does make it a little bit harder for you to cool off. So if you are experiencing some heat-related illnesses, then you definitely want to avoid that sunburn. But It is going to be pretty easy to sunburn. Our UV index will be topping out in 11 by the time we get into tomorrow. So making sure you're applying that sunscreen constantly, and especially if you are a fair-skinned friend, you definitely want to apply that because you could burn in less than 15 minutes. So you don't want to have to deal with that on your holiday weekend. But tracking everything out here on our future radar, looking at our Saturday, we're going to stay nice and dry out there. This model does want to spit out maybe a sprinkle or two across the tri-state. I'm not really buying it. We'll stay dry pretty much all day Saturday until we get into Sunday afternoon. That's when we have better chances for a few spotty showers or a thunderstorm possible, but those will all kind of collapse once the sun sets and we lose that daytime heating element. We should stay mostly dry overnight Sunday into Monday morning. There is that isolated chance for a shower, but again, really staying quiet until we get through much of the work week next week. That's when that frontal boundary will actually kind of just stay parked over the Ohio River Valley, and that's just going to keep things unsettled. Again, it's not going to be raining every minute of every day, but there is that chance at least every afternoon for someone to see an isolated to scattered shower or thunderstorm. So here's what that looks like on our European model here. So starting on Monday, we'll have that front working its way southward. And then as we get towards the heating of the day, that's when we'll see better chances for an isolated or a scattered shower or storm on Monday, Tuesday, and then again on Wednesday and Thursday. It does even look like it may continue into next weekend. So hopefully we can get maybe an area of low pressure to develop along that stationary front, and that will help kind of kick everything out of here. But as of right now, it doesn't really look like that's going to be changing a whole lot. But again, we are looking pretty far out in the future there for next weekend. So for right now, this weekend, we're going to stay nice and dry for the most part, with the exception of a few possible showers on Sunday. And then beyond this weekend and into next week, temperatures look like they are going to average out to around normal. And I think that is because we have better chances for those showers and storms. So topping out in the upper 80s to lower 90s by the middle of next week. But we will remain well above average as we get into Saturday. So there's a look at your 7-day forecast there. Again, just to kind of wrap everything up in a little bow there. Enjoy the sunshine and the drier weather, especially for tonight and tomorrow, even Sunday, but we do have that slight chance of a shower. Better chances arrive as we go through much of next week. We'll still be able to see some sunshine, but it will be kind of amongst mostly cloudy skies. So enjoy this now. We'll get through next week, and then hopefully we'll get gifted another dry week of weather once we get through the next. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off the live stream here. But before I do, I'll take one look at the comment section to see if you guys have any questions. It looks like Susan says happy 4th. Happy 4th to you guys as well. Patty says she's watching from Bally's on the riverfront tonight, waiting for the fireworks to begin. Barge is almost in position, so that means they're going to get ready to start here pretty soon. So I'm going to hop off relatively shortly, and then it looks like Suzanne says that she is also watching. So happy you guys are here, but that is all I have for the forecast. So enjoy the fireworks tonight. Again, if you aren't going to be in person viewing them on the riverfront in either Owensboro or Evansville, we are going to be streaming them on our website under that Watch Live tab. So you can go there pretty easily without the hassle of having to find a parking spot on the riverfront. You can just enjoy it in the comfort of your own home if that's what you wish. So that is all I have here. I'm going to sign off. I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everybody have a great rest of your night, 4th of July, and stay safe.